Lesson 6-1, Extended Division Facts. The main focus in this lesson is for you to solve extended division fact number stories, for you to explore the connection between multiplication and division in extended fact families, and for you to find patterns in solutions to extended division facts. So let's get started with our mental math and fluency. Solve the multiplication problems. 20 times 3. 2 times 3 is 6, 1 0 behind it, so 60. 20 times 2. 2 times 2 is 4, 1 0 behind it, 40. 30 times 5. 3 times 5 is 15, 1 0 behind it, 150. And 30 times 3. 3 times 3 is 9, 1 0 behind it is 90. Remember to continue practicing those multiplication facts because it is going to really help you, especially now that we're going into division. The principal is ordering a snack-sized bag of pretzels. 9 cartons contain 540 bags. So how many bags will come in that carton? Write an equation with a letter for the unknown to show your work. Well, one way I would write this is I would write 9 for the 9 cartons times B for how many bags are in a carton equal the 540 bags. And then I thought to myself, well, what times 9 will give me 540? Well, I know that 9 times 6 equals 54. So that tells me that 9 times 60 will give me the answer that I'm looking for of 540. I used extended multiplication to solve the fact. I first figured out that 9 times 6 was 54, and then I extended it to show that 9 times 60 would give me the answer again that I was looking for of 540. Let's take a look at this division problem. It says 540 divided by 9 equals 60. Which number is being divided? Good. 540. The first number. That number is the dividend. The number being divided is called the dividend. So 540 is the dividend of the number being divided. Which number divides into the other number? Excellent. 9. 9 is being divided into the other number of 540. So how many 9s are in 540? I hope you remembered because I just did this problem for you. We said it's 60. 60 is the quotient, the result of dividing one number by another number. Multiplication and division work well together. In other words, if you're dividing, you could also turn it around and ask it as a multiplication question. So instead of trying to figure out what 35 divided by 7 equals, you could ask what times 7 will equal 35. So let's take a look at this basic division problem. What is 35 divided by 7? Well, hopefully you know that 35 divided by 7 equals 5. Now we have 350 divided by 7. Well, we already know that 35 divided by 7 is 5. But 0 divided by 7 is 0. And again, as the number gets larger, 3,500 divided by 7 is 5. 0 divided by 7 is 0. And 0 again divided by 7 is 0. So now I can check my answers. 5 times 7 does equal 35. 50 times 7 does equal 350. And I may have said that wrong earlier, and if I did, I apologize. And again, 500 times 7 does equal 3,500. Now we're going to look at your math fact triangles to show you how what you have been using previously for multiplication works for division. So first you want to look at the basic division fact, and then the extended division fact for each fact triangle. Please open your math journal to page 191 so you're prepared to do a couple of these with me. Pause the recording now and get out your math journal. So as you look at your math journal, page 191, and when you're using your math fact triangles for practice with division, this is now how you're going to look at them. Well, I know that 24 divided by 8 will give me 3. So my extended fact is asking me 240 divided by 8. Well, since I already know 24 divided by 8 is 3, and 0 divided by 8 is 0, I know my extended fact answer is going to be 30. On Math Journal, page 191, you notice for 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, you are going to continue using this strategy for division. I'm going to help you walk through. Now, we already did a 3-digit number divided by a single-digit number. So let's do a 4-digit number divided by a single-digit number. I know by looking at this that 48 divided by 6 will give me 8. My extended fact, well, 48 again divided by 6 is 8. And 0 divided by 6 is 0. And 0 divided by 6 again is 0. Note that once I divide the initial basic fact, the amount of zeros that I have left over that I didn't use basically come down and go behind the basic fact number answer. So please finish this page, go up and correct it in the answer key, and then come back to me if you had any difficulties figuring these answers out. As you look back at Math Journal page 191, I want you to look at problem 1 again, where it asks you to divide 240 by 8. This time I'm having you look at the problem on the screen, and it says 240 divided by 80. How does the answer to problem 1 change if we divide 240 by 80 instead of 8? You should have noticed that now the answer is 3 instead of 30. So why is that? Well, you should notice that 80 is 10 times larger than 8. And that 3 is 10 times smaller than 30. Repeat this procedure with problems 2 and 3. So again, we're looking at it 280 divided by 40 this time. How would that look different? You should notice that 280 divided by 4 was 70, but 40 is 10 times larger than 4. So now 280 divided by 40 is simply 7. And again, the original problem for number 3 was 560 divided by 8, which we said was 70. Was 70. 70 is 10 times larger than the 7 that originally started. So because 80 is 10 times larger than 8, my answer just simply becomes 7. You're going to need to turn to Math Journal page 192. On this Math Journal page, Math Box 1 says, continue the pattern. So you're trying to figure out how the triangle turned into the square, which turned into the pentagon. What would be next? Pause the recording now and finish Math Box 1. Math Box 2 says, describe the angle. Fill in the circle for the best answer. Is this angle greater than a quarter turn, less than a quarter turn, greater than a half turn, or 1 full turn? Remember, if you need a reminder, you can turn to your SRB, Student Reference Book, page 207. Pause the recording now and figure out that answer. Math Box 3 states, complete the what's my rule table and then state the rule. So remember, how does in become the out? Pause the recording, finish this table, and then turn the recording back on to do problem number 4. Problem 4 says, 3 boys bought fishing licenses for 2 weeks for $18 each per week. 2 girls bought fishing licenses for 5 weekends for $13 each per weekend. How much more did the girls spend than the boys? Well, I'm going to help you with the number model with the unknown, because that'll help you to get the estimate to make sure you get your answer right. So again, it says 2 girls bought fishing license for 5 weeks for $13. That answer is going to help me solve when 3 boys bought licenses for 2 weeks for $18. How much more did the girls spend than the boys? That's going to be my unknown, which I'm going to label letter C. Please pause the recording now and finish Math Box 4. Math Box 5 is just asking you to explain how you found the rule for problem 3. Finish this page making sure that you write your writing and reasoning answer, and then turn the recording on for the last assignment. Please make sure, though, you are taking your math journal up to the math journal answer key and correcting this page. And if there's anything you have wrong, bring it back to myself or Mrs. Voorhees before you go on. The last thing you're doing for lesson 6-1 is getting Math Masters page 227 out of the file folder. Math Masters page 227 is asking you to write a basic division fact and an extended division fact for each fact triangle. I'll do the first one with you. Here's the basic math fact. Again, 16 divided by 4. You should know that that is 4. Now the extended fact is asking you 160 divided by 4. Well, 16 divided by 4 is 4. And 0 divided by 4 is 0. Remember, I can always check 4 times 4 is 16, and I have 1 0 that I need to carry to that answer. So I know that I did it correctly.